Saturday's the day the fathers pick up their children at the gates of the Gebze prison. The little ones can spend a day or two in freedom. Cengiz Akbaba takes his 2-year-old son Miraz home every weekend. The toddler's already gotten used to leaving his mother behind. The Akbabars are Kurds. Miraz's mother has been active for an opposition party with links to the Kurds. That was enough to get her a 4-year sentence.
We can just be glad the jail isn't that far away. And we can pick the children up now and then.
Cengiz Akbaba has joined up with other fathers whose wives are doing time for political offences.
In my wife's case, it was because of social media comments.
And for that she was sentenced?
Yes, on terrorist propaganda charges. Our lawyer told us that normally statements like that shouldn't be liable to prosecution. But they've changed the laws.
As a result of the new anti-terrorism laws, Miraz and his mother Gulistan are now sharing this bunk in a cell with over a dozen other inmates. Miraz has only a small concrete prison yard to play in. So the first place Miraz wants to go to is a playground and play like a normal child for a few hours. Miraz will have to get through 2 years like this.
I don't want him to think his mother's abandoning him. He doesn't understand that she's locked up. We can only hope that he doesn't end up traumatized.
But families whose children have already come through the nightmare of prison life tell him it'd be a miracle if he didn't. Renas is now 10 years old. He spent 3 years behind bars with his mother, but he can't talk about that time.
We still leave the light on in the hall at night because he's afraid. Loud noises scare him. And when he goes to the bathroom, I always have to wait outside the door.
Currently, over 700 small children are thought to be living with their mothers in Turkish prisons. The figure comes from the few non-governmental organisations able to work with the affected families. They say that for the state, these children don't exist.
The prison personnel are not at all qualified to respond to the needs of small children. And the government can't even tell us which prisons have children in them and how many.
Turkey's prisons are overcrowded. In the past 2 years, over 160,000 people have been arrested for political offences. The government is planning 230 new prisons. Supporters of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan approve, saying the imprisoned mothers like to represent themselves as victims.
They should investigate to see if these women didn't get pregnant on purpose and then commit a crime so that they could exploit their situation for propaganda purposes against the government.
Miraz's father takes him to visit his Kurdish grandparents. They're always happy to see him arrive safe and sound. They say it's no accident that so many Kurdish activists with small children are currently behind bars.
A woman convicted of theft can look forward to release in 2 years if she's got a small child. But our women have no such privilege.
The weekend is over. Now Miraz has to return to his mother in prison. The separation is always hard for Cengiz Akbaba. He's worried what will be in store for his son in there this time, and who will his wife and child have to share their cell with.
They're at the mercy of their cellmates' tolerance. They might complain if Miraz cries at night. 15 women sleep in one cell. Things like that tend to haunt you.
He doesn't want Miraz to notice that he's worried. They say their goodbyes at the Gebze prison gates.
Come on, we're going to Mama.
Behind the gate, Miraz's father has to hand him over to a guard. Once again,